most thought and most decision making is not conscious. We're not the rational, logical beings that we think we are. Social psychology is a really useful lens through which to understand why populist authoritarian parties are becoming more popular. The mainstream debate on populist authoritarians is run mostly by political scientists. And what political scientists do is kind of look at objective factors, often demographic questions, and from that they try to guess why it is that people are voting for these parties. They basically guess why you're thinking in a particular way based on your background, based on your gender or your position in the employment market or your ethnicity. Social psychologists have different tools available, but the aim of their tool is to work out what is going on in your head. How do you form political attitudes? There are basically two types of authoritarian. One type in the literature is referred to as the right-wing authoritarians, and the other type are referred to as social dominators. I'm going to use slightly different terms that might make more sense to people. So the right-wing authoritarians, they're basically oppressive traditionalists. Okay? These are people who view the world as a dangerous place. And what they desire is that there should be a return to traditional cultural and social norms. So the old rules that we live by, we have to return to them and reinforce them. They want people who break these rules to be punished, and to be punished harshly, including through violence. So you tend to find that these oppressive traditionalists disproportionately favor harsh punishment of criminals. That can include support for the death penalty, for example. And the other thing that they favor is concentrating power in the hands of a strong leader, someone who is capable of acting quickly and decisively to address these threats, to address threats to security, to address threats to culture, by using harsh punishment. Then you have the social dominators, who I'm going to call them inegalitarians. They believe that traditional social and economic hierarchies should be maintained, or we should return to them. So they view the world as inherently unequal, and that is fine for them. Because for them, if you're at the top of the socioeconomic ladder, it's because you deserve to be there somehow. You were stronger, you were smarter than everybody else. And the kind of hierarchy that they have is sort of God or religion above humankind, man above woman, straights above gays, whites above non-whites, and humankind above nature. And so for them, maintaining social hierarchies is a way of maintaining social stability and keeping the group coherent and strong. And they believe that the world is a competitive jungle. They also have zero-sum thinking, which means that if they see a group climbing up the social ladder, that automatically means that they're going to lose out. So somebody else's gain is their loss. What you tend to find in society around social issues is, broadly speaking, three camps. You will have people who are predisposed to authoritarian attitudes, you will have people who are predisposed to progressive attitudes, and you have another group which some people refer to as the movable middle. George Lakoff refers to these people as biconceptuals. So these are people who have a little bit of authoritarian attitude and a little bit of progressive attitudes. So say, for example, you may have very authoritarian attitudes when it comes to parenting towards your children, but maybe you work in a human rights NGO and are actually fighting for the world to be a more liberal place. What's happening is that this movable middle is becoming smaller, and what populist authoritarian politicians are managing to do is to take people from the movable middle and bring them towards the far right. And the way they do this is with their threat-based and competition-based messages, which activate certain underlying values in the brain, and then reinforce these. And what you're not seeing so much is progressives being able to mobilize people in the middle and trigger support for progressive values. You are seeing a little bit. So, for example, in Germany and in the Netherlands, you also have the Green Party or the Green Left Party, which is also gaining votes. And so you see that the middle is kind of starting to empty, and the population is starting to move to the sides.